Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an Insight. Episode 212. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear devotees, we are going to heed to the Leelas relating to chapter 34 of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, which also glorifies the significance of the Udi. This chapter is also titled as Greatness of Udi. It is a small chapter comprising of 166 Marathi OVs, but an incredible one as it expounds few most important and powerful assertions of Sri Sai Maharaj, and those are encompassed in the OVs 22 to 25. The first Leela narrates the experience bestowed by Sri Sai Baba to a doctor residing in a place called Malegaon. In Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, we don't find the doctor's name being mentioned, but during the year 1936, Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji met many devotees of Sri Sai Maharaj and interviewed them personally, then documented those interviews and printed them into books. This is one of the paramount services of Swamiji for the Guru. These books paved way for the devotees of Sri Sai to gain more insight on the various Leelas narrated in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. Thus, Swamiji interviewed this doctor from Malegaon, and his name is D.M. Mulki. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA was authored by Sri Hemat Panji based on the Leelas that he witnessed, heard and gathered. Not all the Leelas were personally told to him by the devotees, whereas the devotees' experiences authored by Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji was written upon the interview he had conducted. There is always a difference in the description when a person narrates his personal experience and when the same is conveyed by the listener to a third person. Hence, there could be few variations in the Leelas between Sri Sai SATCHARITRA and devotees' experiences, but they are negligible and not contradicting or exaggerating. Devotees, we should keep in mind the assertions of Sri Sai Maharaj while we are reading Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. He said, Sri Sai SATCHARITRA is written by me using Hemat Pant as an instrument. Hence, it is evident that Sri Sai Baba is narrating his own Leelas. So, the holy book Sri Sai SATCHARITRA cannot and does not have any false information, but just the way it is narrated might vary in few Leelas. Let's get back to the original thread about Dr. D.M. Mulke from Malegaon at Nasik. Malegaon is almost 106 kilometers away from the district of Nasik. Shiradi is situated in Ahmednagar district and is nearly 96 kilometers away from Nasik. This doctor's nephew, that is brother's son, was suffering from a disease which was cured by the grace of Sri Sai Maharaj, and that is described in detail in this chapter. The book Devotee's Experience is supplementing a lot of details related to this Leela, which throws more light on the topic. Mulke's brother was living in Mumbai while Dr. Mulke was residing at Malegaon. His brother had 2 sons. There was not much age difference between the nephews and the uncle. The older one was 18 years old and passed his college exams. He graduated during the year 1915 in Bachelor of Arts with very good merit. His proficiency in studies was greatly praised by one and all. At this juncture, he suddenly took a decision that brought a downfall to all this fame and triumph. He converted to Christianity. Dr. Mulke's brother and his wife considered this act of their son as a major indignity to the family. They both confined themselves to the house and were greatly depressed. They felt dejected, and Mulke's brother was acquainted to one of the ardent devotees of Sri Sai by name Sri Kaka Sahib Dikshit. Sri Kaka Sahib Dikshit, knowing the plight of Mulke's brother's family, suggested that they come to Shirdi and surrender at the feet of Sri Sai Maharaj, as that would grant them peace of mind. Mulke's brother hesitated, but Sri Kaka Sahib Dikshit persuaded them and took them to Shirdi. The all-merciful Sri Sai Baba bestowed them immense happiness through his advice and assurances that made them forget their present state of mind. Sri Sai Maharaj told them not to worry about this conversion of religion. It is inevitable at this point to mention the perspective of Sri Sai Baba on switching faiths. Let us listen to an incident in this connection. Bade Baba, a fervent devotee of Sri Sai Maharaj, was very closely acquainted with Sri Sai Baba. To specify, both would sit together to have their meals. At times, Sri Sai Baba would eat his food only after Sri Bade Baba ate it. Likewise, whenever Sri Sai Baba lights his chillam, it would be passed on to Tatya, but if Bade Baba was present there, then it will be given to him to smoke, and then Sri Sai Maharaj would smoke the pipe. Sri Sai Baba will not mind sharing the chillam which might contain the saliva of Bade Baba. Though Bade Baba seemed to be closely associated with Sri Sai Maharaj, many of his actions were contradicting the philosophies of Sri Sai Baba. For instance, Sri Sai Maharaj will never appreciate food being disregarded. We have been listening to various leelas that emphasize this standpoint. The past 2 chapters also highlight that food is Brahman, but on many occasions Bade Baba's behavior had been in disagreeing to this. If he gets upset, he will quit eating and walk out of Dwarakamai, while others were waiting to have their meals with Sri Sai Baba. But the most compassionate Sri Sai would send someone to convince Bade Baba to return to Dwarakamai to eat his food. This was the greatest surprise and a kind of mystery for everyone. Sri Sai is opposing the habit of disregarding food. He will not entertain this act when performed by others. In that case, why should Bade Baba alone be exempted? None can understand the reason behind this, but this mystery was solved through the book Sripada Sri Vallabha Charitamritam that was published few years ago. This book elucidates the divine stories of Sripada Sri Vallabha, the first incarnation of Lord Dattatreya. This sacred book is a treasure to all the devotees as it contains many evidence and intrinsic details that gives deeper insight on questions such as who is Sri Sai Baba or who has incarnated as Sri Sai Baba, and throws light on various divine sport of Sri Sai Baba. We have heard in the earlier episodes that Sri Sai Baba is regarded as an incarnation of Lord Hanuman. 45th chapter of Sri Vallabha Charitramritam has evidence to this fact. This book states who was Bade Baba in his previous birth, what boon he received from Sri Vallabha, and why he is given this privilege by Sri Sai Maharaj in his present life. Doing a Parayan of Sri Vallabha Charitramritam will give a better understanding and solve the mysteries and doubts that one might have while reading Sri Sai Satcharitra. Bade Baba was a Muslim by birth and considered Sri Sai Baba also as a Mohammedan. Though Sri Sai Baba never explicitly declared himself to be a Mohammedan or Hindu, people regarded him the way they believed. All the information related to Sri Sai Baba's caste or creed are merely one's opinion and not facts. One day, this Bade Baba brought a person to Dwarakamai and introduced him with great pleasure to Sri Sai Maharaj, saying, Baba, this person's current name is Ibrahim. He is converted to Islam. The message Bade Baba was trying to communicate here to Sri Sai Baba was that this Ibrahim has become one among us. Sri Sai Maharaj didn't give any response to Bade Baba, but got enraged, held the neck of that person who got converted to Islam, gave a tight slap on his cheeks and yelled at him, Rascal, have you changed your father? Bade Baba was greatly shocked because he thought Sri Sai Baba would be glad to know that Ibrahim will be adopting the beliefs of Islam. So devotees, this act of Sri Sai Maharaj validates that Sri Sai Baba has transcended all religions. His acts cannot be confined to the philosophies of any particular religion. It is not even appropriate to regard Sri Sai Baba as a Mohammedan or a Hindu. He has surpassed all those differences and cannot tolerate the act of attempting to convert people's religious beliefs. Many saints, including Sri Sai Maharaj, were against conversion of beliefs. Be it converting from Hinduism to Christianity by Dr. Mulke's nephew or from Hinduism to Islam by a local resident of Shirdi or contrariwise were unacceptable by Sri Sai Maharaj. Let us recall a Leela related to Swami Ramakrishnananda, a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, also known as Sasi Maharaj. He was accosted by a saint from Ireland who was a born Christian but later converted to Buddhism. When he came for darshan, Sasi Maharaj spoke sternly to him. You did a great blunder. You could have attained liberation by staying in your own religion. Instead, by changing your religious beliefs, you have committed a biggest crime. As per Hinduism, even if an aspirant trekking in his own faith has to meet death, that is considered superior. Instead, if one gets good benefits or spiritually progresses by following other beliefs, then that is still considered as dangerous and inferior. To validate this, Swami Ramakrishnananda quoted a sloka from Sri Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verses 35. Shreyan swadharmo viguna paradharmat swa anushtitat swadharme nidanam shreya paradharmo bhayavaha. Commentary. It is far better to perform one's natural prescribed duty, though tinged with faults, than to perform another's prescribed duty, though perfectly. In fact, it is preferable to die in the discharge of one's duty than to follow the path of another, which is fraught with danger. Swami Samarthar also transpired a Leela connected to the above topic. In the city of Meeraj, there lived a Mohammedan Sardar by named Dilar Khan. Here, the term Sardar denotes a leader or king of a small province. He was a religious fanatic. Whenever any spiritual discourses were conducted by Hindus such as Harikatha or Satsang, Dilar Khan would participate in those without fail. He will quietly listen to the Harikatha till the end, and as soon as the discourse ends, immediately before the crowd disperses from the spot, he would voluntarily ask senseless questions and indulge in annoying the speaker and the listeners. Though everyone was aware of his insane motive, they never gained courage to argue with him, as he was the Sardar of that region. When everyone, including the narrator, hesitates to counteract to his stupid behavior, he would tell the Bhagavatar, "As you are unable to answer my questions, you need to immediately get converted to Islam." If the narrator is unwilling for conversion, then on the spot he would be arrested and imprisoned. This became his regular practice. Thus, many narrators were confined in the jail by Dilar Khan. He thought by keeping the preachers of Hinduism in jail, the religion will succumb, which will in turn result in propagating Islam, and this atrocious act he considered to be the greatest service provided by him to his religion. The ludicrous act happened during the period of Sri Swami Samarthar. Samarthar's ardent disciple by named Divakar Goswami used to conduct Harikathas. One day he happened to conduct his satsang in Miraj. He was singing the glory of the great Lord merrily. The ambience was filled in divine fervor as he was narrating the divine sports, traits and features of God. As soon as the discourse got over, this Dilar Khan spoke to Divakar Goswami thus: "You said in your narration that God will appear to those who are engrossed in his thoughts. Now, I am immersed in God's thoughts. Make him appear in front of me." Divakar Goswami knew that this Dilar Khan's thoughts are not engaged in God. Still, he wants God to reveal himself to him, failing in which he would either arrest him and put him in jail or will force him to convert into Islam faith. So Divakar Goswami, heart to heart, prayed to Swami Samarthar for guidance. The Guru will never fail to respond to the sincere call of his ardent devotee, that too to the one engages his life in singing the glory of the Lord. While Divakar Goswami was trying to handle the absurd questions raised by this Dilar Khan, in no time Swami Samarthar reached there as though it was a sheer coincidence. He intervened and said, "You will get the vision of God, certainly." Saying so, he held his disciple Divakar Goswami's hand and took him from there to the hilltop where the fort was built. At the face of the fort there was a small hole. To the astonishment of all, Swami Samarthar shrinked his and his disciple's body, leaped through the small hole, and after exiting from the hole, they regained their original size and shape. Dilar Khan was shocked to see this miracle. His body began to sweat in fear. He couldn't believe his own eyes. At that very moment, Swami Samarthar said to Dilar Khan, "If you also leap through this small hole and exit from it, there you can find Lord Sri Rama waiting to give his darshan to you." Witnessing this divine sport, Dilar Khan regretted for his mindless acts, immediately prostrated at the holy feet of Swami Samarthar and pleaded thus: "Please initiate me to Hindu Dharma." This is the greatness of Swami Samarthar. He made Dilar Khan realize his folly. A religious fanatic who was torturing people following Hindu faith now surrendered completely to that same great faith. Now, most significant of all is the incredible response given by Swami Samarthar to Dilar Khan. Swami Samarthar said, "There is no need for such conversion. Your Allah and my Rama are not different. They both are same." Preaching this great truth, he averted conversion of Dilar Khan to Hindu faith. To conclude, the saints were never in favor of conversion of faiths. Thus, Sri Sai Maharaj also hated this kind of act and revealed his annoyance by slapping the one who was just then converted to Islam and brought in his presence by Bade Baba. Devotees following this Leela, Hemat Panji describes about the kind of ailment Dr. Mulke's younger nephew suffered from and how he was healed by Sri Sai Maharaj. These amazing Leelas can be heeded in the next episode. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.